morning. It's Saturday, September 10th, and a couple of things I want to mention this morning. First of all, Queen Elizabeth died at the age of 96, and she became the Queen in 1952 at the age of 26. And so she was a Queen for 7 decades. I don't think in modern times anybody served that long in that role, and she saw many things during her reign, and she modernized the monarchy. And she lost her husband of 73 years in April of last year, and during her reign she ruled over the United Kingdom and 14 other Commonwealth areas, and became one of the most recognizable women that ever lived. And an interesting thing happened. In keeping with tradition, royal tradition, a written announcement announcing the Queen's death was displayed on the gates of Buckingham Palace. And when it was displayed there, another major female figure in our lifetime showed up. Mother Nature. In a striking moment just before the official announcement was made, a heavy rain battered the palace, and a large double rainbow appeared over it. So we can have one great woman looking after another great woman. And that's all I want to talk about with respect to the Queen this morning. I'll go on to another topic or two. The Justice Department appealed on Thursday. Appealed a court order special master review. Now, this review was going to be on the materials seized at Mar-a-Lago, including more than 100 classified documents. And the Justice Department argued that the order was putting U.S. national security at risk. So because of this ruling, the government has stopped the intelligence community risk assessment of the classified documents that it found during the search of President Trump's home and resort. In addition, in its appeal, the Justice Department asked the U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon, a Trump appointee who ordered the special master, to let it continue its review of the documents done for the FBI's criminal probe, a review the judge put on hold. The prosecutors argue that the criminal probe could not be decoupled from the intelligence community's review. So here we have a judge who, in my mind, is obviously favoring President Trump over the needs of this country. Because if there's any leakage in these documents, our national security has been put at risk. And we know that the minute that Trump became president, he wreaked havoc on the intelligence community. He cut their budget. He was not a fan of our intelligence community at all. So by doing what this judge has done, the order of the special master, she has delayed what could be an extremely important episode in our history. Never before in 250 years had a president violate the rules like Donald Trump. Just the mere fact that he kept those documents in his home, no matter what levels of security they were at, those documents should have been turned over to the National Archives along with Donald Trump leaving the White House. But he did not do that. He kept them for over 2 years. And this man is a loose cannon. He was not a great president. He was a loose cannon. He could do things on the moment that were dangerous. He even spilled the beans to a Russian ambassador in one of his little private meetings with the guy. So how could we be trusted? How could this judge issue a time-wasting special master rule? The DOJ also argued to this Judge Cannon that the independent review was not necessary given the DOJ filter practices that it used in the search. Did the judge even ask to understand what the filter practices were? Was she not brought up to speed? I would assume that all those things took place. And that should have been enough for this judge to say that a special master is not needed. But if she doesn't understand how filtering goes, if she had never worked with the intelligence community in the past, then what was she doing on this case in the first place? It's a mystery to me, total mystery to me, how she became involved in this case. But I am sure that Trump and his lawyers went to that particular county in Florida and had their eyes set on having this judge review the case. How come it ended up with this judge? This was not a neutral judge that they managed to get reviewing the materials. I am sure of that. Anyhow, let's talk about the Ukraine now. President Zelensky claims his country's military retook a key city from Russia and has liberated at least 20 settlements in its ongoing counteroffensive. And as the Ukrainian military continues to press on, officials say Russian forces in the Kharkiv region have suffered significant losses, leading some soldiers to desert and abandon their uniform, hoping to blend in while wearing civilian clothing. You know, these people who go AWOL are desperate. They're going to be very desperate to quit in the middle of the Ukraine and try to sneak back into Russia. You think Russia wants them coming back and telling their tales to the rest of the population? I don't think so. So where are these people who are gone AWOL going to go? Right? And a lot of them are not right at the border either. They got to travel maybe 15 or 20 or 30 miles to get back to Russia. Or maybe even 100 miles. Who knows? How are these people going to fit in to the Ukrainian society? Well, they all probably speak Russian, so it's not a big deal, I would guess. But, you know, to be wandering around, I'll assume that Ukraine is not such a strange country to these people. So that's an interesting thing, that not only are the Russians getting beaten badly, but they've got people running and quitting on them. And so maybe Russia is going to be defeated in spite of the fact that they have destroyed the country. Russia may really be defeated. And I don't know if Putin could stand that. So we'll see. We have to watch this closely, because this thing could be turning into a much more dangerous situation than it is right now. Because I don't know that Vlad could stand to lose his special military operation. That could be the end of his reign, which would be great for the world, but not for him, and not in his eyes, and he probably is a very desperate person right now. So I'll leave you with those couple of items today. Have a great day. Bye.